In the world of modern bodybuilding, few names strike fear and respect like Nick Walker, the man they call the Mutant. He's not just a bodybuilder. He's a living example of what happens when discipline meets obsession. Every muscle on his frame looks like it was carved from stone, massive, dense, and full of raw power. Nick Walker isn't just another athlete chasing size. He's a warrior on a mission to redefine what the human body can become. From the moment he steps into the gym, there's no hesitation, no weakness, just pure focus. Every rep he does feels like a message to the world. I will become unstoppable. Born and raised in New Jersey, Nick's journey wasn't easy. He battled through dark times, faced doubts, and overcame his own demons. But instead of breaking him, those struggles forged him into something far greater. They turned him into the Mutant. While others trained to look good, Nick trained to dominate. He knew what it would take to rise to the top: sacrifice, consistency, and the courage to push far beyond pain. Nick's physique is nothing short of monstrous. His arms look like cannons. His back spreads like wings of steel. His legs are built like granite pillars holding up a titan's frame. Every inch of his body tells the story of endless hours spent under the iron, where blood, sweat, and intensity became his daily routine. But what truly makes Nick Walker different is his mindset. He's not chasing perfection, he's chasing progress. Every day, he looks at himself and thinks, how can I be better? And that's what sets him apart. He doesn't care about excuses, he doesn't care about comfort. He only cares about becoming the best version of himself. When Nick steps into the gym, it's not a workout, it's war. His training style is brutal. Every set, every rep, he gives everything he's got. You can see the fire in his eyes, the determination in every movement. He trains like a machine, but with the heart of a gladiator. Nick Walker has quickly become one of the most feared and respected names in bodybuilding. His fans call him the future, and for a good reason. In just a few years, he's achieved what takes others a lifetime. His rise has been nothing short of explosive, proving that with extreme dedication, even the wildest dreams can become reality. Behind his massive frame is a man who inspires millions. He speaks openly about mental health, about staying consistent even when life tries to break you. He reminds everyone that success doesn't come from luck. It comes from hard work, faith, and relentless drive. Nick doesn't just lift weights. He lifts the standard of what's possible. He pushes himself until failure becomes familiar and success becomes his only option. His story is a reminder that greatness isn't gifted, it's earned, one painful rep at a time. As the bodybuilding world watches his every move, one thing is clear: Nick Walker isn't slowing down. He's evolving. Growing stronger, more powerful, more determined than ever. He's not here to be average. He's here to make history. Every time he poses, every time he trains, you can feel that unstoppable energy, that hunger to conquer everything in his path. Nick Walker isn't just building a body. He's building a legacy that will echo through generations. So when you hear the name Nick Walker, remember this: he's not just the mutant. He's proof that with fire in your heart, pain in your veins, and an unbreakable will, you can turn impossible into reality. Because in the world of bodybuilding, there are lifters, there are champions, and then there's Nick Walker, the future of mass, muscle, and dominance. Marcus Rule, the beast who redefined bodybuilding. In the world of bodybuilding, there are legends, and then there's Marcus Rule, the man who turned muscle into a weapon of shock and awe. His sheer size, insane proportions, and monster-like power made him one of the most unforgettable bodybuilders to ever walk the stage. This is the story of the German giant, Marcus Rule. Marcus Rule was born on February 22, 1972, in Germany. But believe it or not, he wasn't always the muscular beast we know today. As a teenager, Marcus was actually skinny and played soccer. But one day, a knee injury changed everything. His doctor told him to start lifting weights for recovery, and that small step turned into an unstoppable obsession. At just 18, Marcus walked into the gym with no idea what destiny had planned for him. But something clicked inside. The more he trained, the more he grew, and the more he grew, the more he wanted to become massive. Unlike many athletes who focus on perfect symmetry or beauty, Marcus had a different goal: to be the biggest man alive. He trained with brutal intensity, lifting insane weights, pushing his body beyond limits. His workouts were pure madness, raw power, sweat, and screams echoing through the gym. People started noticing. His arms exploded in size, his shoulders looked like mountains, and his chest. Oh man, his chest became one of the most talked about in bodybuilding history. It wasn't just big, it was freaky. In the late 1990s, Marcus Rule began competing professionally. And when he walked onto the stage, the crowd went silent, then wild. No one had ever seen a human being that enormous, that powerful, that intense. He wasn't just another competitor. He was a monster among men. He earned his pro card in 1999 and started making waves in the IFBB. But his true explosion came in the early 2000s when he competed at the Mr. Olympia. Though he never won the title, every time Marcus stepped on stage, he stole the show. His upper body, his arms, his sheer mass, it was unreal. Even the top pros couldn't help but look twice. Marcus Rule became known for his no-nonsense attitude and his legendary workout videos. Fans loved him not just for his muscles, but for his humor and down-to-earth personality. He'd laugh, joke, and then lift like a madman. He once said, "I don't train for beauty, I train for mass." And that became his trademark. Marcus didn't chase perfection. He chased size. His delts were like cannonballs, his traps looked carved from stone, and his arms, over 24 inches of raw power. He was the embodiment of freak factor in bodybuilding, a symbol of how far human muscle could go. After years of pushing his body to the extreme, Marcus retired from professional bodybuilding in 2010. But even after stepping away from the stage, his influence never faded. He continued to inspire fans around the world with his old-school mindset: train hard, eat big, and never give up. Today, Marcus Rule remains a cult hero in the bodybuilding world. His name stands beside legends like Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, and Jay Cutler, not because of titles, but because of impact. He showed the world that bodybuilding isn't just about symmetry or grace. It's about power, passion, and dedication. Marcus Rule didn't just build muscle, he built a legacy of intensity, fearlessness, and pure mass. When people talk about freak physiques, they still talk about him. Because Marcus Rule wasn't just big. He was unbelievably big. He was the German beast. So the next time you step into the gym, remember his words, train hard or go home. That's the spirit of Marcus Rule, the man who became a legend of size. In a world where muscle meets madness, one man has risen from the shadows to become an unstoppable beast, Samson Dauda. They call him the Nigerian Lion, and that name isn't just for show. It's a warning, a roar that shakes the bodybuilding world to its core. Samson didn't come from comfort. He came from the grind, from long nights where pain was his only company and sweat was his only language. When others slept, he was awake, forging his body into something beyond human. Every rep was a battle. Every lift was a war cry. Look at him now, towering, unshakable, a walking slab of power and precision. His chest, carved like armor. His arms, thick as steel pipes. His legs, monstrous pillars built to carry legends. When Samson walks into a room, the air changes. The ground almost trembles beneath his size. You don't just see him, you feel him. But this story isn't just about size. It's about willpower, that unbreakable hunger that separates lions from lambs. When Samson stepped on the pro stage for the first time, he wasn't just competing. He was making a statement. The lion has arrived. And once he roared, the world couldn't unhear it. Every show he entered after that became a battlefield. Every athlete standing next to him knew, this man isn't here to participate, he's here to dominate. Samson's muscle density, his roundness, his fullness, it's like someone sculpted him out of thunder and flame. His physique doesn't just impress, it intimidates. When he locks in those poses, it's not performance, it's power taking form. His back spreads like wings. His quads explode like detonations of muscle. His veins look like rivers of rage flowing beneath his skin. He's not just a bodybuilder, he's a walking storm. But behind that monstrous look, there's a mindset sharper than any blade. Samson Dauda is proof that greatness isn't given, it's earned. He trained for years in silence, while the world doubted him. Every time someone said he can't win, Samson turned that doubt into fuel. And when his moment came, he made the world watch. At the 2023 Mr. Olympia, he stood among the giants. And even though the crown slipped away, his presence sent chills down spines. Because everyone knew, the lion isn't done hunting. He's only getting stronger, and his time is coming. You can't fake what Samson has. That combination of power, grace, and dominance. It's something born from deep within. He's not just chasing trophies, he's chasing legacy. The kind of legacy that echoes through generations. The kind that says, this man was different. Every morning he wakes up with one goal, to become a better beast than he was yesterday. And that's the terrifying part, because every version of Samson Dauda is stronger than the last. His hunger doesn't fade. His fire doesn't die. It keeps burning, hotter and harder. Look at his transformation, from an unknown lifter to one of the most dangerous physiques in the game. It's not luck. It's discipline. It's obsession. It's a monster mentality that says, I will not stop until I become the best. When you see Samson train, you realize this isn't about lifting weights anymore. This is war. The gym is his battlefield, and every rep is a strike against weakness. He doesn't just lift, he conquers. And as the bodybuilding world watches him rise higher each season, one thing becomes clear. You can't cage the lion. Samson Dauda is coming for everything they said he couldn't have. And when he roars again, the entire world of bodybuilding will bow to the sound. Because legends are remembered. But monsters? They never die. He walks into the gym like a storm ready to destroy everything in its path. His name is Andrei Smeev, a young Russian beast who's rewriting the rules of bodybuilding. Every rep he performs, every weight he lifts, feels like the ground itself trembles. He's not here to talk. He's here to dominate. This man is built different. A combination of cold Russian discipline and pure monster power. At just 27 years old, Andrei has become one of the most feared and respected physiques in the bodybuilding world. His muscles aren't just big, they look carved from stone. His arms look like cannons ready to explode. His back spreads wide like wings of a machine built for war. And when he flexes, it's not just muscle, it's a statement. A statement that says, I was born to conquer. From the moment he steps into the gym, it's war. His eyes lock on the weights with the kind of focus that scares people around him. There's no music, no distraction, just the sound of metal crashing and his breath getting heavier with every set. For Andre, training isn't just about building a body. It's about building a legacy that will make the world remember his name forever. He grew up with one mission: to become a monster. While most people his age were chasing comfort, Andre was chasing pain. Because pain is where growth lives. He embraced the burn, the fatigue, the exhaustion, all the things ordinary people run from. And that's what turned him into something extraordinary. His journey wasn't easy. He had to fight through injuries, cold mornings, and days when nothing seemed to work. But monsters don't quit. Monsters evolve. Every training session is a battle between his limits and his willpower. And every time, his willpower wins. His shoulders rise like mountains. His chest looks like armor, and his veins run like fire through his body. The intensity in his eyes shows one thing: hunger. Not the hunger for fame or attention, but hunger for greatness. Andre's dedication is unmatched. He eats, trains, and sleeps like a machine programmed to destroy weakness. His diet is brutal: mountains of protein, endless carbs, and zero excuses. Every bite he takes fuels the beast inside him. And when he trains, there's no mercy. The weights bend under his power. The bar shakes, sweat pours, and the monster keeps growing stronger. When people see Andre Smeeve, they see a bodybuilder. But those who really understand the game, they see something else. They see a warrior, a man forged in silence, a man who turned pain into power, a man who didn't just lift weights, he lifted himself out of limits. He doesn't chase the spotlight chases him. Because true power doesn't need noise. It speaks for itself. His physique tells his story. Every vein, every cut, every muscle fiber screams hard work, suffering, and victory. And when he looks in the mirror, he doesn't see perfection. He sees the next goal, the next battle, the next version of the monster. Andre Smeeve isn't just a name, it's a warning. A reminder that somewhere in Russia, There's a man training harder than anyone else, pushing past pain, and crafting a body that looks unreal. His presence alone commands respect. He doesn't talk much, but when he trains, the world watches. Because that's what happens when a human turns himself into a legend. So remember this name, Andre Smeev, the Russian beast who refuses to be average. The man who shows what happens when discipline meets obsession. The man whose roar will echo through the halls of bodybuilding forever. He's not done yet. The monster is still growing, still hungry, still chasing the impossible. And when he finally reaches it, the world will witness the rise of something beyond human, the rise of a monster. Back in the golden era of bodybuilding, two names ruled the world like giants, Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler. These two legends didn't just lift weights, they lifted the entire spirit of bodybuilding to another level. Their rivalry wasn't built on hate. It was built on respect, power, and unstoppable motivation. Let's rewind the clock to the early 2000s. The gym was their battlefield, and every rep was a declaration of war. Ronnie Coleman, the king, was already a monster of muscle and strength. His energy was something the world had never seen before. His workouts were pure madness, heavy squats, insane leg presses, and a back that looked like armor. When Ronnie said, "Yeah, buddy, lightweight baby," it wasn't just words. It was a battle cry that echoed through every gym in the world. Then came Jay Cutler, the calm storm, the man who studied every move Ronnie made. While Ronnie was power, Jay was precision. He was the underdog who kept getting back up, year after year, trying to dethrone the king. Most men would have quit after losing again and again to someone like Ronnie. But not Jay Cutler. He turned pain into motivation. Every defeat was fuel for his fire. Their rivalry wasn't just about trophies. It was about heart. Ronnie Coleman would train with weights that could crush a normal man. 800-pound squats, 200-pound dumbbells, brutal intensity. Yet he smiled through it all. He trained like a man possessed, driven by the dream to be the best ever. Jay watched him, learned from him, respected him, and then used that same fire to grow stronger. He knew that if he wanted to beat Ronnie, he had to match that madness, that work ethic, that hunger. And he did. When you look at those old days, Ronnie yelling, "Ain't nothing but a peanut," and Jay training in silence, focused, unshaken, you see what real motivation looks like. Two different personalities, one shared mission, to be the best version of themselves. Their journey wasn't easy. Ronnie pushed his body beyond limits, through pain, through injuries, through everything that tried to stop him. Even when his body started breaking down, his mind stayed unbreakable. Jay, on the other hand, stayed patient. He rebuilt himself, adjusted his training, stayed consistent, and finally, after years of chasing greatness, he did it. In 2006, Jay Cutler beat Ronnie Coleman and became Mr. Olympia. But even after that victory, Jay never disrespected Ronnie. Because deep down, he knew that without Ronnie Coleman, there would be no Jay Cutler. Their rivalry made each other legends. That's the real message here. It's not about winning or losing. It's about never giving up. It's about staying hungry when the world doubts you. It's about waking up every day with fire in your heart and saying, I will outwork everyone. Ronnie Coleman showed the world that strength isn't just physical, it's mental. Jay Cutler proved that patience, dedication, and consistency can take you anywhere. Together, they created one of the greatest motivational stories in bodybuilding history. Tired, the next time you want to quit, remember Ronnie and Jay. Remember the sweat, the pain, the grind, the battles. Remember the words. Lightweight, baby. That wasn't about weights. That was about life. Because in life, there will always be heavy days. But if you've got the heart, the mindset, and the will, everything becomes lightweight. This is the legacy of Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler, two warriors from the golden age who taught the world what true motivation looks like. Michael Kriezo, the silent monster of modern bodybuilding. In the world of muscle and madness, there stands a man who doesn't need to roar, because his presence alone shakes the stage. His name, Michael Kriezo, a name that's become a storm in the world of bodybuilding. Born in Slovakia, this mountain of muscle didn't come to the gym to play games. He came to dominate, to break limits, and to rewrite what a human body can look like. Michael Kriezo isn't just another athlete. He's a monster built from discipline, pain, and raw determination. From his early days, Kriezo was obsessed with perfection. While others were chasing comfort, he was chasing greatness. He trained like a machine, eating, lifting, and sleeping with one goal in mind: to carve his body into something the world had never seen before. Every rep he does, every drop of sweat that hits the floor, is a war cry from a man who refuses to be average. Kriezo's arms, they're not just muscles, they're weapons. His chest, like a fortress built from granite. His veins, they look like lightning bolts crawling under his skin. When Michael Kriezo walks into a gym, silence hits the room. Everyone stops. Everyone stares. Because this man doesn't just train, he transforms. The iron bends to his will. And the weights? They fear him. But behind that monstrous body is something even more dangerous: his mindset. He's calm, focused, patient, like a beast waiting for the perfect time to strike. Kriezo doesn't rush success. He builds it, brick by brick, rep by rep. In 2022, the bodybuilding world felt his thunder when he stepped into the IFBB Pro League. People called him the Eastern Beast. And when he flexed for the first time, jaws dropped across the globe. Those arms, that chest, that symmetry, it wasn't just muscle, it was art. But make no mistake, Kriezo didn't get here with luck. He built his empire through pain. Through years of pushing past exhaustion, through moments where his body screamed. In every set, he faces his demons. In every workout, he kills his weakness. Because for Michael Kriezo, greatness isn't given, it's earned. When he steps under the bright lights of the stage, It's like watching a mythical creature come alive. The crowd roars. The judges lean forward. And for that one moment, the world belongs to him. His rivals call him a monster. But Kriezo smiles, because that's exactly what he is. A monster built from pain. A monster fueled by passion. A monster who refuses to quit. Whether it's morning cardio or midnight training, he moves with purpose. He knows legends aren't made in comfort. They're forged in struggle. While others rest, Kriezo rises. While others talk, Kriezo works. And that's why his name echoes louder every year. This isn't just about trophies or titles. This is about legacy. Michael Kriezo isn't chasing fame. He's chasing immortality. Because monsters don't fade, they become legends. So when you see him on stage, flexing those boulder shoulders and that razor-sharp conditioning, remember, you're not looking at a man. You're looking at a storm wearing skin. Michael Kriezo, the silent beast from Slovakia. The man who doesn't talk about strength, he shows it. And as he continues his rise, one thing is clear. The monster has only just begun. In the world of bodybuilding, every few years, a monster appears. A man who looks less like a human and more like a walking powerhouse sculpted from steel. And right now, that man is Rubio Moscera. They call him Nexilla, and for good reason. Because when Rubio walks into the gym, the ground doesn't shake, the crowd does. His neck is thicker than most men's torsos. His arms look like cannons ready to explode. And his presence is enough to make even the veterans of the sport go silent. Rubio Moscera isn't just big, he's dangerously big. He's the definition of power, pain, and perfection forged through madness. Born in Colombia, Rubio didn't start as a superstar. He built his name through pure aggression, unstoppable focus, and a hunger that most people can't even imagine. He trained like a man possessed. No distractions, no mercy, no excuses. While others were flexing for cameras, Rubio was building a physique that looked like it came straight out of a video game. Every rep he does screams intensity. Every set looks like a battle between body and mind. and he always wins. You can see it in his eyes, that killer instinct. He's not training to impress. He's training to dominate. Rubio's rise to fame shocked the entire bodybuilding world. When he stepped on stage, the audience didn't cheer at first. They just stared. They'd never seen anything like him. His traps looked like mountains, his chest like armor plates, and his shoulders like twin boulders ready to crush everything around him. He's the type of bodybuilder who makes even pros rethink their limits. He doesn't just push boundaries, he destroys them. Rubio Moscera is built different, not just in muscle, but in mindset. He trains with rage, focus, and total silence. No fancy gyms, no ego, just pure destruction every time he touches the weights. He doesn't believe in easy days, because to him, pain is progress. When most guys rest, Rubio keeps going. When most guys stop, Rubio starts his real workout. He's chasing something deeper than trophies. He's chasing greatness that terrifies the weak. And make no mistake, this is not a man who's here to play nice. Rubio's training clips look more like war zones than workouts. His veins pop like cables. His breathing sounds like a machine under pressure. And when he locks in for a set, it's like watching a beast unleashed. People compare him to legends. But Rubio isn't trying to be the next anyone. He's writing his own chapter in the book of monsters. Every day, Rubio Moscera proves that genetics mean nothing without obsession. He eats, sleeps, and breeds bodybuilding. He's turned his body into a weapon and his willpower into ammunition. The gym is his battlefield. The weights are his enemies. And every drop of sweat is another victory in his war to become unstoppable. This is not motivation. This is domination. Rubio Moscera isn't chasing fame. He's chasing immortality. Because one day, the lights will fade, the crowds will vanish, and the trophies will rust. But his legacy, that monstrous image, that unbreakable drive, will stay forever. He's not just a bodybuilder. He's a symbol of what happens when a man refuses to quit. When a man decides that normal isn't enough. So remember his name, Rubio Moscera, the real-life beast, the human tank, the new face of danger in bodybuilding. Because in this game, only the monsters survive. In the dark corners of the iron jungle, where steel screams and muscles collide, one man rises above them all. Derek Lunsford, the unstoppable beast who turned discipline into destruction and pain into power. This is not just a story of a bodybuilder. This is the evolution of a monster. From the moment Derek touched the weights, something changed inside him. He wasn't lifting for glory. He was lifting for transformation, to carve himself into something the world had never seen before. Every rep was war. Every set was a battlefield. His body became his weapon, his mind the command center of chaos. While others trained to look strong, Derek trained to be strong, inside and out. He didn't fear failure, he fed on it. When others stopped, he pushed harder. When pain whispered, Derek roared back. The gym was his fortress. Sweat, his armor. Grit, his blood. He walked into the gym like a predator entering his domain. Eyes locked, veins pumping, ready to destroy everything standing between him and greatness. Derek's transformation wasn't overnight. It was years of sacrifice, early mornings, sleepless nights, endless hunger. He didn't chase shortcuts. He built his legacy brick by brick, rep by rep. While the weak searched for comfort, Derek searched for limits, just so he could break them. There's a certain energy that comes from a man who refuses to be ordinary, and Derek Lunsford is that energy turned into muscle. His physique isn't just built, it's engineered for dominance. Broad shoulders like armor plates, arms that look like coiled serpents ready to strike, and a back that could cast a shadow over an entire room. Every movement he makes is controlled chaos, power mixed with precision, rage mixed with purpose. When he trains, the gym feels smaller. The air thickens. People stop what they're doing because they're not just watching a man, they're witnessing a force of nature. what makes Derek truly dangerous isn't his size. It's his mindset. The monster isn't his muscles. It's the willpower that lives inside him. That relentless voice that says, "You're not done yet." The fire that keeps burning long after his body says stop. Behind the calm expression lies a storm. He trains like a machine, but he thinks like a warrior. No excuses, no complaints, just pure domination. He knows greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pain, and he's embraced every ounce of it. Derek Lunsford is proof that discipline can turn a man into a beast. That hunger can turn sweat into victory. That the human body, when fueled by obsession, can become unstoppable. He doesn't just lift weights, he lifts expectations. He doesn't just grow muscle, he grows fear in the eyes of anyone who dares to compete. There's no secret formula behind his success. It's hard work, consistency, and an unshakable belief that he was built for this. When Derek steps into his world of iron, he's not chasing motivation. He is the motivation. Every drop of sweat tells a story of sacrifice. Every scar, a symbol of battle. Every rep, a declaration that this monster isn't done yet. He's not training to impress. He's training to conquer, to dominate, to leave behind a legacy carved in granite and forged in fire. Because when you look at Derek Lunsford, you don't just see a bodybuilder. You see power, purpose, precision. You see what happens when a man refuses to settle for average, when he chooses to become something more. In this world of giants, Derek isn't just another name. He's the nightmare every rival fears, and the example every dreamer needs. So remember this. Strength isn't given, it's earned. And Derek Lunsford? He's earned every ounce of his. The monster isn't born, it's built. And Derek Lunsford built his, rep by rep, day by day, until the man became the myth, and the myth became the monster. He walks into the gym like a beast unleashed. The air changes. The weights tremble, because Brandon Curry isn't just training. He's awakening something monstrous inside. Born to dominate, built to destroy weakness, and forged through years of pain, sweat, and sacrifice. Brandon Curry isn't a man anymore. He's a muscle-made storm. Every rep he lifts screams power. Every vein tells the story of war. Before the fame, before the glory, there was only one thing, the fire. A fire that burned deep inside him, whispering one message, become unstoppable. Brandon started as a quiet kid from Tennessee, but even back then, the hunger was there. He wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing greatness. He looked in the mirror and saw not what he was, but what he could become. And that vision turned him into a monster of focus. Years passed. While others slept, Brandon was in the gym, creating chaos out of iron. No shortcuts. No excuses, just pain, discipline, and the dream to build something beyond human. When he trained, the walls echoed with rage. The clang of steel became his heartbeat. The gym became his battlefield. And every session, he left a part of himself behind, only to come back stronger. Brandon Curry's transformation didn't happen overnight. It was built from the ground up, rep by rep, failure by failure. He carved his body like a sculptor carving a masterpiece out of stone. But this was no art for display. This was art for war. He faced moments of doubt, injuries, critics, people who said he'd never make it to the top. But the monster inside him didn't listen. It only got louder. Because Brandon knew, monsters aren't born, they're made through pain. And that pain became power. As the years went by, his physique turned into something unreal. Massive arms like coiled anacondas, a chest that looked like armor, shoulders built like mountains, and a back that spread like wings. Every inch of him was pure, raw power. People started noticing. They started whispering his name. Brandon Curry, the silent killer. The man who could walk into any gym and make even the strongest men question themselves. But what truly makes him dangerous isn't his size, it's his mindset. He trains with purpose, with focus, with fury. He doesn't chase trophies, he chases limits. He wants to see how far a human body can go before it breaks, and then he breaks it again. When Brandon enters the gym, he's not there to lift weights. He's there to lift his destiny. Every drop of sweat is a sacrifice. Every rep is a reminder that pain builds power. He's proof that greatness isn't found in comfort, it's found in chaos. Because monsters like Brandon Curry aren't afraid of pain, they feed on it. He built himself into a legend. From a dreamer to a destroyer. From ordinary to unstoppable. And now, when you see him, you don't just see muscle, you see mastery. You see years of silent struggle. You see a man who turned fear into focus and weakness into weapon. Brandon Curry isn't just a bodybuilder. He's a symbol of what happens when discipline meets obsession. He doesn't just train to be strong, he trains to be dominant, to be the kind of force that can't be ignored. So when you see him step up, when you watch that unshakable stare, remember this. Behind that calm face lives a storm, a monster built from grit, driven by purpose, and fueled by the hunger to conquer. Because legends aren't made in the spotlight, they're made in the dark. And Brandon Curry spent years there, creating something the world wasn't ready for. He is the beast that never quits, the warrior who keeps rising. The monster of muscle who reminds us all, you can't kill what refuses to stop. This is not just bodybuilding. This is Brandon Curry, the monster who turned pain into power. There is one man whose physique looks more like a monster sculpted by the gods than a human built by time. His name is Michael Kriezo, and when he steps on stage, the lights dim, and every eye freezes in shock. Michael Kriezo isn't just another bodybuilder. He's a mass monster, a symbol of what happens when obsession meets perfection. From Slovakia, this beast has taken the bodybuilding world by storm, shaking up every competition he touches. When Kriezo trains, there's no smile, no mercy, only war. The sound of plates crashing echoes like thunder, and every rep feels like he's pushing beyond the limits of the human body. His arms look carved from granite. His chest explodes with size, and his veins tell a story of pain, sacrifice, and dedication that never ends. But behind this monster physique is a man who started from humble beginnings. Michael wasn't born huge. He built every inch of that size through years of brutal training, strict dieting, and an unshakable mindset. While others talk about becoming legends, Kriezo works in silence, turning every drop of sweat into power. In his early days, Kriezo competed in the IFBB Elite Pro League, dominating stages and earning respect as one of the most complete bodybuilders in Europe. But he wanted more. He wanted to stand on the biggest stage of them all, the Mr. Olympia stage. So he made the move to the NPC and the IFBB Pro League, shocking the bodybuilding world with his insane potential. When Michael Kriezo walked into his first Olympia qualification event, the internet exploded. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. A new monster with size, symmetry, and insane vascularity. He looked like a comic book character come to life. Some called him the European Beast. Others said the real-life Hulk. But everyone agreed on one thing. Michael Kriezo was built different. His journey wasn't easy. Bodybuilding at his level means pushing through pain, fatigue, and endless sacrifice. He eats massive meals every few hours: chicken, rice, eggs, fish, and more. His workouts are brutal, often lasting for hours, targeting every muscle until it screams for mercy. And yet, he keeps going. Because for Kriezo, bodybuilding isn't a sport, it's war. Every day is another battle against weakness. Every rep is a step closer to greatness. He doesn't chase fame or followers. He chases perfection. When Michael Kriezo steps on stage, you can feel the energy shift. His physique commands respect. The detail in his muscles, the thickness, the sharp conditioning, it all looks unreal. Crowds go silent, cameras flash, and judges lean forward. Because they know they're not just watching another athlete. They're witnessing a force of nature. And even now, Michael Kriezo is still evolving, still growing. Still chasing that perfect version of himself that no one else can see. He's not satisfied with being good. He wants to be unstoppable. In the world of bodybuilding, where legends rise and fall, Kriezo stands tall, fearless, focused, and ferocious. He represents old-school strength mixed with new-era aesthetics. He's proof that with discipline and fire in your heart, you can build yourself into anything. So when you see Michael Kriezo next time, remember this. You're not just looking at a man with muscle. You're looking at years of sacrifice, pain, and relentless obsession. You're looking at the definition of power. Because in the world of bodybuilding, Michael Kriezo is the monster among men. And his story has only just begun.